We'll call our regular meeting of October 19th to order. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Here it is, not even 8 o'clock, and it's dark already, so the seasons are changing, the temperature's dropping. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Publics Meeting Act have been satisfied. Notice this meeting was properly given in the new schedule of meetings of the Spotswood Borough Council on January 1st, 2015. The new schedule was transmitted to the Home News Tribune and Sentinel, filed with the clerk of the Borough of Spotswood, and posted in the municipal building located at 77 Summerhill Road, Spotswood, New Jersey. During our moment of silence, Ed just told me that we have a janitor from the high school that had retired, Russell Rye Cert, and he is struggling with very difficult illness, and if you'd keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers during our moment of silence. I'll rise for a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Councilman Seeley?
Here.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Here.
Councilman Ritchie?
Here.
Councilman Service?
Here.
Council President Stolen?
Here.
Mayor Policino?
Present.
Welcome back, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Doing okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Look at that suit. How could he not be feeling okay with that
Happy to
pink
be
suit?
back. I will have a few surgeries going down the line, so you might see me gone for a week or two here and there, but otherwise I'm feeling all right.
I want you to know the council was very busy working with the business administrator. We got the RFP out for EMS.
Yes.
We have 2 employee handbook supervisors and regular employees.
That's something that, yeah, we've been working on since
I'll tell you,
January of 13th.
Dawn did the heavy lifting.
Dawn did a ton with that employee handbook and came out phenomenal.
Yeah, and in the RFP, she had other towns asking for it that have been working on one for years, and here we did one very, very efficiently.
Everyone wants to use us.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Dawn, for
And
all
the
you've done
best
in
practices
Mayor's
inventory.
absence.
You're welcome.
Kudos.
Yep,
Yes, best practices we did very well on.
Yes.
We scored 90.
Did.
yes. Okay, Pat, I'm sorry.
We have 2 sets of minutes. The minutes from September 21st, 2015 amended. There was amended sheet given to you all in your packets.
Make a motion to remove the minutes?
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes.
And we have minutes for October 5th, 2015 regular meeting.
Make a motion to remove those minutes?
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes.
Okay, we have resolutions under consent agenda. Resolutions are spread out on the table. If anyone wants one, please see me after the meeting. Resolution, Council President, council members, I'll take a vote for the resolutions 2015-160 through 2015-163.
Make a motion, we move 2015, 160, 61, 62, and 63.
Second?
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes.
We have a resolution authorizing its payment of bills, whereas law requires listing of all bills approved for payment, and whereas certification of available funds from the Chief Municipal Finance Officer has been made, and whereas the total bill list for the regular meeting dated October 19, 2015 is in the amount of $836,410.57. Now therefore be it resolved by the Borough Council of the Borough of Spotswood that the CFO is hereby authorized to pay said bill list.
Make a motion to pay the bills?
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Abstain?
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Is,
You're not on it.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Council President Stolen?
Yes.
Okay, we have another resolution authorizing which is Resolution 2015-165. Borough Council authorized the finance officer of utility revenue to make adjustments to account 201189-0 in the amount of $588.
Make a motion to pass Resolution 165?
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Abstain.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stoling?
Yes. Before we go any further, I want to have the gentleman from EMEX come up and give us a report on how we did with our energy auction.
No, I thought I called him. I got him down.
Did very well.
Okay, John.
So,
If you can go by the podium, that way the mic will pick you up.
sure, did anybody need copies?
Yes, if you want to give us
Yeah,
some.
if you can, John.
I only have 9, I didn't realize.
I don't need one.
I need 9.
I'd just like to say it's been a pleasure working with EMAX and John. Since my first mayor's conference in 2013, me and John been together trying to get this thing going. But we had some personnel issues that put us behind. And now that we got here, our residents are going to see a pretty good cost savings that the council's now going to see.
I appreciate
So
that,
I
Mayor.
want to thank you for making it very simple for us.
Thank you, Mayor. So I'll wait till everybody gets your copy, and then we'll go over the results, and I'll answer any questions anybody may have. We have some very happy clients around you also. Old Bridge Township is a very happy client of ours. Monroe Township, Almeda, Heightstown. We've helped a number of towns just in this area.
Well, if you could give us a little report on what we were hoping for and where we came in at?
Yes, sir. So, in the main load, sir, we ran 2 auctions. We ran one for your main load for the buildings, and your annual spend is approximately $66,000 for that load. And the JCP&L tariff rate, what we see right now, the price to compare, what we come up with, is 9.6 cents, 9.669. And the winning bidder was GDF Suez. GDF Suez is a multi-billion-dollar company, much larger than PSE&G or JCP&L. In case you're wondering, they're national in scope. They claim to have 50 of the top Fortune 100 clients. And they came in at a 0.085, which is a 12% savings, approximately $8,300 per year with a 2-year contract, $16,600, which isn't bad for a $66,000 annual spend. So that was a very good auction. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, in the packet we have here, it says estimated savings over contract term, $6,975, not
You're looking
16.
at,
The light.
Oh, that's the lighting?
at the lighting one.
that's the second auction.
Margaret, there's 2 of them.
This is the main load.
It just
Okay,
says
the main
Borough of
load being
Spotswood.
what versus the lighting?
Well, the lighting is just for the street lighting. The main load will be for the building lights, your buildings, all the buildings.
Every public building.
And you
will-
could, if you go to the last page, you'll see the address, you'll see the addresses and the meters with the account numbers.
Okay, so that 16,000 savings is over what we paid last year?
That's a
it's-
2-year savings.
That's a 2-year savings.
So compared to what we paid the last 2 years? Is
Correct.
that what you did? Okay.
Correct, Margaret, yes.
And it's a 12.61% savings.
Got it.
There's no reason why you wouldn't want to take advantage of that.
I agree, it's free money.
And I manage an office in Monroe, and we have just gotten a mailing from Monroe that they're renewing theirs for residents. And with a lot of residents, we get calls every dinner time, can we be your electrical supplier? But when residents do it, you get locked in.
Yes.
From what we understood from your last testimony, that if you do it on behalf of the borough, we are locked in at the rate that if the other rates go down, it isn't like the rate can increase on the people that are, once we do that.
Correct.
So it seems like it's only a win possibility.
This is something we're looking at going forward next year with.
As soon as, I
Once
think
we
we
got
should,
this
as soon as we
going,
can.
we're going to go look into now doing the town-wide. I sat down with Monroe's BA to see how they liked it. Residents love it.
But they said it in this letter, it was
They
all good
basically
things.
got a postcard just telling them, if you want to participate, you do nothing. If you don't, you mail back the postcard. My parents live in Monroe, and my dad said he saved $66 every month on his bill.
Great.
I think all of us have
It's a
seen,
win-win.
our gas bills have gone down, but our electric bills are
Electric's
pretty
gone up.
sizable.
So if we find a way to save the tax dollars money, this is perfect.
So I think we should expedite that.
Yep.
Get that going as quickly as we can.
When you're ready to do that, I'll come in here and make a presentation with the folks.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What would hold us up? What would delay this, that we, prevent us from doing it right away?
I'd like to see a couple billing cycles
First.
with us first. Like one of the things that John mentioned to me today is Suez sends a separate bill. And I just want to make sure that everything's good with the JCP&L load bill and the Suez bill, that there's no duplications or anything like that. I'd like some type of assurance with this before we move forward with the residents.
Because we see Monroe is only renewing theirs now.
Yeah.
They had such success.
And I want to talk with John, too, as to best time of the year, when he feels electric market is the best time to do it, too. Because he might say, if you wait 2 months, I'm going to expect this. If you
I
do
think
it
he
now, I'm
said-
going to expect this.
I think he had said around now was one of
Yeah,
the best
so-
times. Yeah.
But yeah, being that this worked out so well, I've been trying to get this done for 2 years. We did it. It looks great. Definitely want to do the whole town if council's on board with it.
I think from what we've seen, I wouldn't want to be the first town to do it, but now that we've seen
Now
how
that
successful
others have
Monroe
been
is with
successful,
it,
yes.
absolutely.
About 50 towns that have done it so far.
Yes, I don't see a downside, really.
On the residential side. On what you're doing today, it's probably about 80% of New Jersey towns have already moved forward with municipal buildings, so.
Very good.
Very good.
Okay. So on the lighting, your price to compare on your lighting accounts was .062 cents. And the annual spend was $22,000 approximately. And Energy Me came in around $18,800, which was a savings of $3,400, almost $3,500 at a little over 15% savings, which wasn't bad for that spend. So you take that over 2 years, that's a good savings.
Yeah, we got 69.75 for 2 years. So if we're going with EMAX, the borough saved a total of $23,623.58 in our rates, which is
What's
about,
that a percentage of?
it's about
compared
a
to the
third.
last bill?
Well, it's about a third of a tax point.
But 33% savings as to the bills from the last 2 years, right, Nick? Is that what you're saying?
$23,000 in savings, so 15.61% in our streetlight savings, and in our overhead savings to run the buildings, 12.61%. So you're
about
close to
third.
30%.
Yeah, you're saving a third.
So it's a nice penny.
Yeah.
It's under 14% overall.
Yeah,
It's nice to have
Thank
something
you
go down
for doing the math.
for a change.
yeah, something going down instead of going up.
So, very good.
I have a question.
Sure.
Bandwidth tolerance, what's that mean?
Bandwidth tolerance means, and we spoke about this last time, if you're deciding to go solar, you have 25%. So being a municipality, I don't project that you're going to use 25% less or 25% more energy unless you're going solar or unless you're doing something radically different than next year. Now, if you do go 25% more, 25% less, the supplier has to go out and buy more electricity for you at the commodity rate. They either you'll get a credit or you'll get a surcharge.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Anyone in the audience have a question while he's here about
John,
the...
how long would it take to put together something for residents?
Residents is going to be an awareness program, so there's postcards that need to be sent out, there's advertisements need to be done, It's a much bigger show. I'd like to come in here
Presentations.
with a presentation and go over the whole thing with you and explain how it all works.
From that time forward, how long does it take before something can be done if the residents in town like the idea?
Couple months,
Because
So
that's
if we're
about-
talking this time of year.
a few months, yeah. Yeah. It wouldn't be a boom, boom process. We would make sure it was
Yeah,
right.
the
It's a
holidays.
little more doing the residents than, it's more of a
Sometime late
process.
spring, perhaps.
And if the wintertime would look at the rates, I mean, it might, if the wintertime last year, in the wintertime, the rates didn't go up as much. So we look, right now, it's down, but the best time normally is what we call shoulder months, September, October, November, March, April, May are typical good times, but that's not always the case. That's been changed a little bit. So, we look, and if January looked like a good month, we could say, hey, we could go forward and at least do an auction. If we can't save a certain percentage, we put a benchmark on it for the residents of, let's say, 5%. If you can't save 5%, you don't move forward. So, and we could go over that in detail.
Any more questions from the dais? Yeah, no, okay.
The
Cheryl?
presenter had mentioned 50 other towns. Are any of those 50 towns nearby? We heard about Monroe, which is very nearby, but you have
Yeah.
mentioned 50.
Yeah, Old Bridge actually ran an auction, but they didn't achieve the savings, so they haven't moved forward yet. Towns that have done that would be, that I can think of around here. Monroe Township, Montgomery, Plumstead, Brick, Willingboro. I can't think of all.
Old Bridge didn't achieve the savings on the consumer side?
Correct,
Okay.
yes. But they did it about 6 months ago, so they might go out again. And I can talk to Chris, their business administrator, and find out what he's going to do about that. So
Okay.
you don't always achieve the savings, so it has to be right.
Right.
And the one thing different about the residents, in your contract, you can't just say, you're locked in for 2 years. The residents are on a month-to-month, so anytime any resident wants to get out, they just send in a letter. They don't want to be in this anymore, so it's a little easier on the resident side. And if the resident is already in a third party, they're not going to, we're going to know that. So those are
And
some questions.
unlike what we have now, where we're going to receive a separate bill, the residences would receive it on their JCP&L bill.
Correct.
Correct.
GDF Suez doesn't,
Right.
they don't service residents, and they're the only one. You're going to get one bill. You're going to get a consolidated bill with GDF Suez. You're not going to get 20. You have 20 bills now. You're going to get one bill with all the locations and account numbers.
Okay.
So,
All right, very good.
So if a resident's month to month, can their rates fluctuate month to month?
no, sir. There's going to be a 1 or 2 year contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't verbalize it very well, but the resident gets all the benefits without being locked in where the rates could go up, or if the rates go down on the regular market, they can just get out. So
Yeah, the
it's a win-win.
supplier's taking a risk, but the
Right.
risk is a very big load of 2,000 residents, 10,000 residents, and that can be a big utility load.
Yep. That's the big idea of us going in as a town. Numbers and powers, so.
So John, you're saying, I should ask this, Don, how many, it's a monthly billing, correct? So if we
Same as normal.
had from now until the end of the year, or to January, would you have an idea at that point how it's working and whether we could proceed?
I think I would have a comfort level
Okay.
by then. I don't think I would want to send anything out around the holidays.
No.
Those
People are
postcards would
gonna
get
lose 'em.
mixed up with holiday cards.
But we
There's a
could
lot
look
going
at it
on.
in the beginning of the year.
Correct.
I would think the beginning of the new year would be a good time to look at this.
So your start date's November, so you might not get your first bill here till December.
Till December,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so then-
So
Yeah.
what he's saying, March, April, May, that would be the good time to go out to bid, but start the
Well-
process sooner.
Well, you would
Like
have
right
to get-
after the
have
new
to get the
year.
postcards
That's what I'm saying,
mailed.
after the new year, maybe start doing the process at least.
Before the summer months when my pool filter runs all the time, would be appreciated.
You might even want to get just a meeting before the year's over, just to see all the moving parts.
John, quick question. Who absorbs the cost of the mailings and the printing of the postcards?
You don't pay a thing, so everything is taken care of.
Okay.
So
Is there a gas?
we work with Global LP, which is a multi-billion-dollar company, to get this, and the guys would come in here and they would explain everything with us. We run the auction for them at the end of the day, is how it works.
Is there gas available on this also, or just electricity?
No, just electricity. We're sending some folks back on the gas side, depending. Gas isn't always savings every month. It depends. So I recently had Monroe Township. I was just talking to the business administrator, and they wanted to do a gas auction. They were asking me to do a gas auction, and we ran an analysis, and I said, you really don't want to do a gas auction because it's too risky right now. But somebody, an engineer, had told them that they needed to, but we put together all the results for them. And Old Bridge, we ran an auction for Old Bridge, a gas auction, and I put in writing, we wrote a letter so he could bring it to the council meeting that the risk was higher than the reward. Gas changes every month, commodity price, and we feel right now that it's just too risky. Electricity only changes on the PGM market once a year. The tariff rates change, but how they change is they take February of next year and they blend it with February of this year and February of last year and take those three numbers and come up with a winter and summer rate. So in forecasting futures, we also know what the capacity and transmission is for the next 2 years. So it's easier to forecast electricity than it is gas. So am I going to tell you that you're not going to save money on gas? Gas is much harder to predict, just like where you're trying to predict the price of gasoline in 6 months to a year. So, but the trend in what we're seeing now, there's no savings. It's a negative savings, actually, and we really feel strongly about that. So we're moving some of our clients back that are on gas contracts right now.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Frank?
How and when will this be reflected in the budget
Next year.
Next year.
next year?
Next year's budget.
You have to wait till you get the actual bills?
For the 2016 budget, I don't think I would decrease the electricity budget based on this until, a year. Keep in mind, anything left over in the budget goes into surplus at the end of the year. So if we save on that electric account, it goes into surplus at the end of the year. I think it's going to be too early, only 1 month in, to make that decision.
So if we're anticipating it that way, then next year is flat. No increase, but no decrease, and then whatever's left will have a savings a year after that. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
Okay, we have proclamation. Marge, you're going to read that?
Sure. Whereas on August 1st, 2015, Crescent Park Senior Housing in the Borough of Spotswood celebrated its 20th anniversary of service to our community. And whereas Crescent Park Senior Housing is an independent living facility which provides wonderful recreational and social opportunities for seniors, as well as a low-maintenance lifestyle. And whereas Crescent Park Senior Housing was sponsored by the Spotswood Reformed Church, and whereas Crescent Park Senior Housing is managed by Older American Housing in Spotswood Incorporated, led by Joseph Woods, and offers the services of its full-time on-site social worker / service coordinator, Tammy McGeechee. And whereas Crescent Park Senior Housing provides affordable housing for senior citizens and disabled individuals over the age of 62 with 73 HUD subsidized apartments. And whereas Crescent Park Senior Housing provides each apartment with 2 medical emergency alarms and offers a variety of apartments with certain units designed for residents that have a physical disability and require special amenities. And whereas Crescent Park Senior Housing offers its residents minibus services for shopping and transportation to and from activities at the Spotswood Senior Center located within the building complex. And whereas Crescent Park Senior Housing is a New Jersey-funded congregate service site that offers dining, housekeeping, grocery shopping, and laundry services. And whereas the Crescent Park Senior Housing complex includes a community garden, an exercise room, and a store. And now, therefore, I, Nicholas Policino, Mayor of the Borough of Spotswood, on behalf of the entire governing body, do hereby recognize Crescent Park Senior Housing in Spotswood for the important services that it has provided to our community for an impressive 20 years. Best wishes to Crescent Park Senior Housing and our wish for many more years of continued success, dated October 19th, 2015. and signed by Nicholas Policino, Mayor, and Curtis Dolan, Council President. It's a terrific place to live. I've been there many times.
Quite a waiting line, waiting list
Yeah.
getting in.
Extremely.
And thanks to Reverend Joseph Woods for managing it so well.
That was his vision, to have something like that. Thank you, March. Okay, comments. Ted?
No, pretty good. The only thing we have is just remind people of trunk or treat Saturday night, Halloween night at the high school from 6:30 to 8:30.
Very good. Okay, very good. I'll report that we had a workshop meeting. Dawn, myself, Leo, and the architect Anthony and his assistant Darius. And it was mostly a technical review of what we're looking at with the building. We know the parking side of the building, the loading bays are going to be about the same. We're going to do some, improvements to that, but the things that we know at this point, before we have a decision on EMS, is we know what the bays are going to be, and we know what the bathrooms are going to be. We discussed remediation. Actually, they would like to see the asbestos taken out right away, get the floors done. That can happen immediately. Get the building gutted, all the old 2x4s and lumber, get all that out of the building, and that can happen immediately. Leo was instrumental in having a knowledge. He's been in that building since 1967, and he knew where the water lines, the sewer lines, and the gas line all came in, so that helped the architect knowing that information. We really didn't know just how some of the plumbing was going to run, so Leo was able to correct some of the drawings on where the sewer was going out. But yeah, we talked about ways to remediate the building from possible additional flooding if it ever should happen again, having everything 36 inches off the floor, having the walls that will have a break point that they could just be opened and washed and put back, so the building will not have the type of damage that we had seen. We're talking about having a side door on the bay. The bays were so deep that there was a section that wasn't used. They actually put like a loft in, so that would actually be opened up to the outside. I mean, there's things that are possibilities, depending on what we do with EMS. If we go in a different direction, it can be used for OEM. We can have our inflatable boat stored in there, fully inflated. So these are the types of things we discussed. Air conditioners on the roof, type of finishes on the side of the building. There's some old vinyl siding on there. So that's basically what the meeting encompassed. And until we get our RFPs back and see where we're going with that, we're holding off on any other discussion on what the rest of the other side would be. But he's getting things set for what we know we need and making progress that way. Did I leave anything out, Leo?
No, basically it.
Basically it?
Covered everything.
Covered it all.
Okay, so we did that. Our pancake breakfast is this Sunday, and we have a lot of great things happening. Ted, I think you're going to be getting some donations from Monroe Deli.
I'm working on it.
Working on that. Ed, you're working on some meat donations possible. Leo, you're getting, Dunkin' Donuts is going to get us some donuts, and Manhattan Bagel
giving us bagels.
is going to give us bagels, so we've got some donations coming in. I'm working with ShopRite and IHOP. We're getting syrup, butter from IHOP, and ShopRite usually gives us juices. And I just added up, I just made a spreadsheet and added up. The first year I know we were just under 1,000. We didn't keep as good of records back then, but adding up what we had done, in 6 years, we've donated almost $9,000 to the food bank. So when they call and want us to do this every year, you can see the reason. I mean, last year was our biggest year with the tickets that Steve Chasen was selling for us, and Steve Chasen helps us with getting the advertising together on a placemat. So last year, we broke $2,000, $2,062 after expenses to the food bank. So,
The last 2 years have been very strong numbers.
yeah,
The people really coming out.
yeah. So it's always a little anxious getting it all together, but once we get the pancakes cooking and the coffee brewing, it all happens pretty quick.
And it's actually a fun day.
It is, yeah. Once we get there, and all the anxiety of getting all the donations together is over, it's a fun day. But we hope we see everyone there. We've had great turnouts last year. We were close to coming to the end of our supply, so we had to run out for some additional meat, and it was a very big success.
And I decorate. I bring all my decorations from home, and I contribute the tablecloths, and so it's a very the ambiance cannot be matched for the Halloween fall theme, so
Absolutely.
it is a good day. So please come out and support this good cause, because there are many people who are going to bed hungry tonight without a full stomach, and children too, so.
I don't know the
good
numbers
thing.
this year. I had always had conversations with Alice, and they have a new director now. But every year she would tell me the increase in number of families they serve, and it was just incredible. So anything that we can do to help,
It's amazing the amount, you don't realize the amount of people that are in need.
yeah, very much. So thank you all very much for all your help, and we look forward to seeing everybody bright and early, 6 a.m. to set up and 8 a.m. opening time. So thanks again. Marge, I'll turn it over to you.
Flu shots are going to be here at the building tomorrow, right?
Wednesday,
Wednesday?
10 to 11.
And we're also doing them at the, St. Peter's is working with Walgreens to offer flu shots at the Cup Food Pantry, and also at the St. Peter's Supper on Wednesday. So there's a lot of flu shots being given in town on Wednesday, so please take advantage. The flu kills people every year, children and older people and other people. So please get your flu shot, be protected. I've got a comment on Nikki's suit. If we could, is that being shown?
It's in color.
Okay. Really, truly, a sight to behold. I am so appreciative that you're bringing attention to breast cancer. Nick, we talked about this at the meeting, last meeting, about 1 in 8 women having breast cancer in their lifetime. And as someone who knows many women who have it, thank you for bringing attention with that suit. There's not a lot of men who wear a pink suit like that.
You're
so-
welcome. I go to the Mama Mare Foundation Breast Cancer, a lot of their events, and one of my best friends, 37 years old, a month ago, passed away from stage 4 breast after a 5.5 year battle. So
Wow,
I'm wearing this suit tonight to honor Jill
very nice.
and to honor any woman who has fought it or is going through it, because I know how devastating it is watching them.
Right, and people don't understand that it can hit any woman at any age. The youngest I've heard is 18 years old, so it can happen, so be aware, and encourage women to go for mammograms at 40 years old and older. The other thing is, we like to highlight businesses in town, and there is a family medical practice that opened with 2 physicians right over here by the gas station, and I don't know the names of the physicians, but they did open up. We had a discussion about this last year when they got site plan approval, and so it's nice to see new businesses coming to town and joining our community.
Thank you, Marge.
Thank you.
Leo, anything?
No, nothing.
No? Dawn?
Just a reminder that fall hydrant flushing is still going on. It started October 5th, and it's going to continue through the end of the month. If anybody needs the schedule, it's on the Borough website.
Mr. Mayor?
Sure, thank you, sir. A couple things while I was gone. We swore in a new officer and captain. New officer, Adam Sabatino, is doing phenomenal. He should be off the desk and on the road within the next month, which is a very good time frame for the borough. Captain Corbacero is really doing a great job in his new rank. They've been acting, as you know, for months, but now having the actual responsibility and passed down, he's doing such a good job that he's probably not going to end up retiring early and going to stay to end up being chief of police one day when Chief Zarrow retires.
Nice.
Lieutenant Genovese has been a phenomenal employee of ours since he started as a rookie patrolman and worked his way up. He's one of, he's a very productive police officer. All the guys look up to him, all the sergeants look up to him. So I think the borough is in really great hands with our police department. There's a lot of challenges to overcome, which we are moved forward with. We are moving very rapidly on the project that we initiated, which is part-time police dispatchers to supplement our full-timers. I know this is something me and Kurt have been talking about for years, that many past mayors have said they were going to do it, and we are actually in a process of making this actually happen, where it'll take a police officer off of the desk where they're better suited on the road to do traffic enforcement, undercover work. Summer months, they can go out on the bicycles and see the kids. So this is moving at a rapid pace at this time. We do have candidates already that we are looking to put into spots. By January-ish, we plan on this being permanently in place. So I think that that'll be a nice cost savings too for us. The police are going to do pizza with a cop. They're going to be doing that here at police headquarters. Right now it's tentative for November 19th, just to give the residents a show and tour of the station house, all of their gear, the cars, anything the residents don't get to see. Give them a whole behind the scenes, because Coffee with a Cop was a phenomenal experience. Residents loved it. I got nothing but positives from that. Chief Zarro and his guys I think we had 8 officers donate time for that. So I think the Pizza with a Cop is going to be one of our new things that the residents are going to enjoy. The police department, we're now at 21 officers. It's a higher staffing level. We're starting to see some turnaround now with tax dollars, because officers on vacation, overtime, call-outs, we're no longer going to have to start filling that. We're going to now have squads that are full. So it's very good. Officer Sabatino, once he gets on the road next month, is dramatically going to help that change. We talked about EMEX. I'm very grateful for the way that has all worked out. For the past year, I've been working with, what do you call it, Assemblyman Benson. Well, we were looking to tailor a bill towards Main Street, towards revitalizing Main Street, to make Main Street more business friendly. And like, how could we draw business into Spotswood? And it's been pretty eye-opening for me to see the amount of work that goes in, from the thought process of a bill to writing up many drafts and actually putting the bill out. We have put out Assembly Bill 4521, which is known as the Main Street Economic Growth Plan. The bill, this bill will end up providing financial and technical assistance to businesses located in Main Street area, and it's only for towns with residents under a population of 10,000 residents.
Good.
The biggest thing is to help small towns like Spotswood bring in new business. Businesses will be eligible for programs if they're located within Main Street, and at least 25% of their full-time employees reside in Main Street, reside in Spotswood. Whole idea is to create jobs for our residents and to bring in businesses. The businesses will get corporate business tax credits. They will get gross income tax credits. We're also creating the Main Street Economic Growth Assistance Fund, and the purpose of that is to provide loans and loan guarantees for these new businesses. So I'm hoping that we can get the support behind this bill. I'm asking for the council to pass a resolution to support Assembly Bill 4521, so we can show our residents that we are committed to revitalizing Main Street. That's it for that bill. You know, that's been a lot of work.
Can you share it with us, Nick?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mr. Dignan, I'm impressed on how much work it takes to actually get this going. I didn't realize from starting thinking outside the box and to making sure it's only small towns and sitting down and drafting ideas and scratching everything out and starting over. This has been going on for about a year to a year and a half, and the bill is finally in. So I'm very happy with that.
Is there a companion Senate bill for that yet?
Not yet, that I'm aware of. We just got this done about 2 weeks ago. Lastly, I'd like to thank my OEM coordinator, Mr. Rivera, who has been instrumental with these storms. The amount of time that he puts in is amazing. With Hurricane Joaquin, whatever the name was. Joaquin, that's it, sorry. Jose was on top of that storm the entire time. OEM has been activated how it never has been in the past. He's been communicating with every emergency service, with the borough. Very thankful for your work. You really do a top-notch job for us. So, and everyone else hit everything else between trunk or treat and pancake breakfasts and all that stuff. So that's about it. Thank you.
I have to say, with our ceremony last meeting with the swearing in of the officer and the promotions, we have some impressive individuals, from chief, captain, lieutenant, down to the freshman officer that was just sworn in. Very impressive people that we have serving our citizens.
And I've seen a real improvement in presence on the streets. Not improvement, but I've seen them actively, a lot of police presence on the streets.
When you have a new leader and a new set of rules, you can see the changes.
Yes. Lots of new energy.
Yes, everyone is vibrant.
Yep.
They're out there. They want to be seen. I mean, even just small stuff, as people might think it's overkill, that the police officers wear the gear with the vest on the outside. But for the officer, it makes it is more what do you call it? It's more comfortable. It's visible when they come in the building. If they have to do any kind of paperwork report, you can take the vest off. You're not stuck with it under your shirt. Some officers would not wear the vest because they were stuck with it. You know, just small changes like that builds up the guys, and our police department has been getting top-notch credits to the state. So Chief Zarro and his staff is doing a wonderful job with that. And the only thing I messed up publicly is thanking my amazing acting mayor, who did a phenomenal job, as she always does. I never have to worry whenever Dawn's around and in
Dawn
charge.
did a good job. She kept very close tabs, very close contact with council members.
I'm very happy with that.
Very
Much
good.
appreciated.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you,
It was a pleasure
Dawn.
working with you.
You too.
Maybe she'll run for mayor in East Brunswick.
No.
I tried to get her to move here.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome, Council President.
If there's nothing else, we can open it to the public.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Best practices discussion.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Pat.
Well, it has to be so noted in the minutes, so.
Yes.
Right. Just so everybody has a background on what best practices is, it's an inventory issued by the state's Division of Local Government Services every year to encourage municipalities to embrace sound practices that promote financial accountability, sound management, and transparency. Based on results, the state is able to withhold some of the aid if you do not do well. Most of the questions for this year were repeat questions that were on last year's questionnaire. There were only 5 new questions. Once again, Spotswood fared very well. We scored 90%, which entitles our borough to 100% of our state aid. So I'm sure everybody's had a chance to review it. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Well, I know we ticked off a few more boxes with our municipal or borough vehicle policy, which was important that we put in place.
And the handbook.
And the
Employee
handbook.
handbooks.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Absolutely, we've We've come a long way.
So we should probably review those couple questions and tick away at them this year as a wish list.
Thank you, Dawn, for making that happen, because
You're
you were
welcome. Good job,
instrumental.
That handbook that Dawn's been working on since we started in January of 2013.
I think I asked for it before I started here.
It was done,
Administration was working on this when Mayor Zagna was here.
well, actually, that's what I was going to get to.
Yes.
The administration bought it and paid for it already. It was just never,
I mean, I know Wayne Hamilton
Had
said
copies of it.
He worked on it, but
Yep.
then they had the building that they had to do the construction.
Exactly.
So every administration
had something come up.
that kept it from happening, but the
Yes.
one made it happen and got it together.
now that everything else has been settled, that was Dawn's focus. We pushed towards that and accomplished it. You know, now we're working on job titles and duties. You know, we are making sure everything in the borough is documented, transparent, what people's jobs are. So,
One resident, Cheryl Bass, asked at the last meeting, how does this save us money? Well, when you see all the legal law that you have to adhere to, both employees and employers, that not to have something like this to govern policy leaves you wide open to lawsuits.
Yes.
So this
Everything
can
is-
be a tremendous saver of money by having this in place. It's really-
otherwise, everything's gray.
it's almost irresponsible not to have it.
Well, if you work in the corporate world, you have to have annual evaluations, you have to get feedback. That's the only way you improve with your skills. And
Correct.
that was not in place here, and I could not understand how it could not be in place. So thank you for doing it.
I did employee evaluations for the director level, you know, and now we're going to start doing them for lower levels also. And I think it's a great idea, whether it's positive, negative, or both, because you want your employees to know how they're doing.
And how to
How
get
their
better.
job is, how do we change, how do we get better? You know, I don't want to hear that, well, why do we do it this way? Because we've done it this way for the past 10 years. Okay, well, could we do it better? Could we do it cheaper? Tell me how. So,
Best information comes from bottom up.
I agree.
It does.
100% from the bottom up.
People that are on the front lines know where the savings are to be had.
Everybody
You're
has a voice.
absolutely right on that.
Thank you very much. Okay. Entertain a motion to the public.
Motion to public portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Any comments or questions of any nature, just come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. And here comes Cheryl Bass.
They misspelled my name, they're sensational.
Leave it to them.
That's right, Cheryl Bass, 289 Main Street. I said B is in breathtaking, A is in attitude, SS is in sweet sugar, and he messed it up. So I got his attention, but there was a typing error. I want to say that getting more business into a small town, I think, is a very important top priority, and I would love to see a thriving Main Street. My question is this: where does the grant money or the guaranteed money, the loans, come from?
This is all state.
This would be
It's-
from the state.
Private sector and state, yes.
Oh, okay. And my other question was answered, that I was going to ask, are there fewer people looking for the food bank? And unfortunately, there are more people, so,
It's growing.
you know, we're hoping that business picks up. It sounds like very good legislation, having the people from the town being the ones who would be considered first for hiring. And that, I think, is very good for business and helping small towns grow.
I think that was a key part for us to put in that, is
Yes,
that a quarter of the workers, in order to qualify, have to live in town.
Yeah.
So it will create some local jobs, too.
yes. Just on a personal level, you know, people go shopping, oh, I'll go here, I'll go there. I had to go into Brooklyn, you know, and then into, in order to get into New York, I had to cross the Outer Bridge, the Verrazano, $30. You go traveling, so building up Main Street is a top priority, and I wish you the best of luck with that legislation. And in closing, on Resolution 2015-162, Metro PCS has requested the termination of their existing water tank site lease agreement. Do they have to give us a certain amount of time before they, so that we can replace them?
Yes, 6 months.
Okay, and how does this affect us with our water? I'm not familiar with
This is just leasing space on the tower. It's a
They want to get
cellular.
high up.
Right.
So,
So
These
we
are like
use our
cell
tower.
phones.
Oh, so this is not water? This
No.
does not concern
It
water?
helps in revenue for water.
Yeah.
Because it helps pay some of the cost of us producing the water by leasing the space out in the tank. The problem is a lot of these cellular companies have been grouping together, and there's fewer antennas needed, so hopefully we'll be able to find someone to lease it.
Oh, okay, okay. And how are we coming along with our water situation? Because there's always a problem with water. Everybody always complains
Things
with
are
water.
stable.
Okay, so whatever our plan is for...
Do not jinx us, yes.
Things are stable.
Very stable.
Okay.
One plant's running, the other one, we're working on plans to rebuild it.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Anyone else tonight? Good evening, Frank.
Good evening. Frank Cadation, 41 Kane Avenue. Two things. Those people that are interested in a flu shot, you do have to register. They're not taking walk-ins, all right, just so, I don't want anyone running in the last minute and expect to get it.
At the food pantry, they are. They're taking walk-ins at the food
Okay,
pantry,
but I'm
not the
talking the
ones
one
here
at
in
the
the
senior
municipal
center. At
building.
the senior center, you have
Right,
to register, because
right. But there it's also being offered elsewhere.
I had to
No?
register for
You don't have
that.
to register here at the municipal.
The other thing, I just
You don't
want-
have to register,
I'm sorry,
Pat said.
You don't have to register at
I
the
think so,
municipal
yeah.
building.
I don't think
at the
so.
senior center.
At the senior maybe, but not
Here
here.
you
Not
don't.
here.
Here you don't.
It's only
not
an
at the
hour,
senior
though.
center. You're at the municipal building Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m.
Is that where they're giving it here?
Yeah, right here in
Shots
this
are here? Oh,
room.
I thought it was at the senior center.
But there might be another one.
There's 3 different sites on Wednesday.
Okay, because I went down and
Up food
registered, they said
pantry.
that they were going to do it down there, but who knows?
As far as I know, the senior center is not having one because there's a problem with parking down there. That's why it's here.
But that's where I had to go to register.
I don't know anything about registering for the flu shot.
I didn't.
I'll tell you, I did.
Well, I never
They
heard
told
of
me you
that.
have to come down and register.
Are they providing transportation here maybe, Frank?
I'm sorry?
And that's why they needed registration?
No, I don't know that, Dawn. I
Are
can't
you
answer the
driving
question.
yourself here, or is the bus bringing you?
No, I'll go myself.
Oh, okay.
If I find out where it is. Pat, are you saying it's going to be here, the flu shot will be given here?
Here in the courtroom Wednesday from 10 a.m. till 11 a.m.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. I would end up in the senior center. The other thing is, at one point, we had a business economic development group or committee, all right? And I guess it's pretty inactive right now. But it's a good thing, because for the business people, first of all, rarely do they know what's going on in the town, because they don't have time to come to the meetings. That's their prerogative, all right? So I think it's very education. You know, it should work too. We should learn from them, and they should learn from us. To get them to come on down here and tell them we want to help them. It's not too often where municipalities go to help business people. I got to tell you that, all right? Just maybe because people don't have the time, don't have the concern, all right? But you got to work together, because it could be helpful. I've been in this at some other towns, and you know, we found out some amazing things that we didn't know were going on. Just like attending these meetings, we find out things that are going on that we never would have known otherwise. So it just...
They were good while they lasted. They
Yes.
had meet and greet luncheons
Yes,
at
I
the
know that.
Cambridge Inn, was very good. I think after a while, they just were running out of information to present at the meeting, so I think it tapered down, but it was good at the time.
Yeah.
Well, you need leadership too of any group, and if the leadership is not there, Frank, or they move away, or the business
Yeah.
closes, then you lose that kind of impetus to organize those
I just
kind
thought
of
maybe we
events.
could revitalize it if it makes sense, not doing the
We're
nice
actually in the
like it.
process of that, Frank.
I'm sorry?
I'm actually in the process of that.
Are you good?
I have about 8 businesses that want to get involved in that. I got some residents, basically just to do a meet and greet first. What's the town doing, right? What's the town doing wrong? How can we help you as a business? And then but the public to also get involved into try to generate more business for them, try to look into bringing in new business. If you'd like to be on the committee, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you.
You could even share it too.
Appreciate it.
There you go.
I'll think about it. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank.
Real quick, I just checked the Office on Aging website, and it does say that they're having flu shots provided by Rite Aid Thursday, November 5th, from 1 to 3, and you do have to register.
Is there a price or anything?
You're welcome. No, it doesn't.
So the county is the one that's coming here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the county health department gives them in all the towns in this,
Hey, Maura, just St. Peter's charge for theirs at the food pantry?
Walgreens gives them with no charge.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyone else tonight? If not,
Make a motion to close the public.
Second?
All in favor?
aye. And a motion to adjourn.
Motion to
adjourn.
adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you all for coming out tonight.
This is amazing.